What's going on, everyone? Hux21 here, back with a Sorare NBA video. So used to saying Splinterlands, almost said it again, but we're going to talk about Sorare so quickly. So I've made some videos on Sorare NBA before, but it's been a while. Mainly that's because there's been nothing, too exciting. I've just been diligently playing every matchup, building my deck, having a lot of fun with it. Again, I haven't put any money in it. It's this completely free-to-play game. I am just a massive NBA fan, and I'm eventually going to put some money into it. But for now, just enjoying the free-to-play version. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it. And I'll show you here just some of the deck that I've built through competing, and something we're going to talk about today, which is swapping cards. So here, the easiest way for me to show you is this. So yeah, I started with Tatum, and I've slowly built out some really great cards. Randall's awesome, averages 57 fantasy points. Christian Wood, DeMar, Bam, who we're going to talk about. I got a Steph, which is awesome. He's been hurt, so he's been sort of eased back into action. I'm excited for him to fully come back. CJ's been great since Zion's gone out. Jimmy's had some big games. Brunson's been awesome for the Knicks. Scotty Barnes, a really exciting second-year player. Tyler Hero, young. Garland, young. Fred's playing well. Giddey, young. So I've really built up a really nice collection of cards, as you can see here. Ayton, Rozier. And then at the bottom, too, he's hurt, but got to show him off. I also have a Durant, which is awesome. He was great for me until he got hurt. So I've really built up a nice collection, from the free-to-play version. And I made a tutorial on this, so go back and look at that if you didn't watch it. But basically, I just enter these, I win the prizes, and then the other method you have is swapping cards. And so these cards are broken up into tiers, and it's a little difficult to tell what tier a card is in because that's constantly changing. It's not really listed anywhere. But when you swap a card, you get one a day. You will get options to trade out that card for other cards in its tier. Now, it's going to be random choices within that tier, so it's not like you have access to every single card within that tier. There's a little bit of randomness. But there's a way you can take advantage of this system to build up your deck better for the long term. And that's taking advantage of really short-term misratings of players by Sorare. And I don't think a ton of people, I don't know if this is super common knowledge. I'm sure some people are aware. But today, basically, I traded a TJ McConnell and ended up with Bam Adebayo. I'm going to tell you how I did that and how it works. But before I do, I am Hux21, and I cover mostly Splinterlands, but also NBA Sorare on the channel. And, if these videos get a lot of positive reviews or comments or things like that, I will certainly make some more. I'll sort of work it more into my rotation. If you are new to my community, it would be awesome if you could take a second to subscribe, like the video. That stuff is greatly appreciated. All right, so how did I swap a TJ McConnell for a Bam Adebayo? So if you go here, before the card swap, go to play, click on the common contender, because that has each tier. Go to prize pool, and then as you can see, the payouts per tier, or per where you finish. You get a tier 1 common for top 10%, from 10 to 30, a tier 2. Let's just click on the tier 1, and you can actually see all of the cards that are currently tier 1. So these change constantly. These are always adjusting. So always make sure you come back and check, before you do each swap. Now, let's click on tier 2 here. So as you can see, actually let's click on tier 1 for a minute. So as you can see, there's some really high-end players here. Luka is insane. He's probably the best player. Luka and Jokic right now. What are they averaging? He's averaging, where is it? Oh, 56. over his last 10 games. Honestly, not as high as I thought. I think Luka's is an insane number. Luka's 70. So, if you get a Maxey, Maxey's a great player, but he averages 31. Right now, he's listed as a tier 1. Could easily fall into the tier 2 category. But right now, if you have a Maxey, if I had a Maxey, what I would be doing is every day he would be my swap choice, and I'm just hoping Luka comes up, Jokic comes up, Tatum comes up, Giannis comes up, any of these guys that are clearly, in reality, a tier above Maxey. Maxey's a great young player, but you'd much rather have Luka, right? So today, I've had a TJ McConnell for a while. He's a bench player. He was a guy who is a, willing role player. If someone were to go down, TJ McConnell could step up, play big minutes. He's played big minutes in the past and put up numbers. So he was a guy that I sort of had stashed at the, proverbial end of my bench, waiting for his opportunity. If we go to the Indiana page here on ESPN, you can see their starting point guard, Tyrese Halliburton, who's been incredible, is out for a couple weeks. So that means if we go to their recent game against the Knicks, let's go to the box score. Knicks have been playing really well. Jalen Brunson's been insane. I think he played really well in this game too. Yeah, 34. But if we go here, you see TJ McConnell played 26 minutes off the bench, 14, 8, and 7. Pretty good. Click on TJ McConnell. Come on, ESPN. There we go. We see his stats for the season. 17 minutes a game is his average. Oh, and they put the Hawks game in from tonight. So this first game against the Knicks, where Halliburton was out, he played 9 more minutes than he normally does. Then tonight against the Hawks, played 7 more minutes than he normally does. He normally averages 6, 2.5, a little over 4 assists. Doesn't have the ball in his hands a lot, right? The Pacers have some ball handlers. They have Halliburton. Andrew Nembhard starts for them, who's been great. Duarte can handle. Buddy Hield takes a lot of shots. Mathurin has the ball in his hands. There's a lot of guys on the Pacers who like to have the ball in their hands. So TJ McConnell gets some opportunities taken away from him. But as you can see, with Halliburton out, he's had more opportunities, and he's delivered. Now, what happens here is because of that, so rare, if we scroll down here, you can see some big names, right? Bam Adebayo being one of them. Darius Garland, Christian Wood, De'Aaron Fox, McCollum, DeMar DeRozan, Fred VanVleet. You get the point. Jalen Brunson. Josh Giddey's been great. Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson. The list goes on. Paul George. Any number of elite players. And then look at TJ McConnell. TJ McConnell slipped up into tier 2. Now he's averaged 16 Sorare fantasy points a game. So there's 2 things at play here, right? This is his cost right now. And as you can see, he's done 38, 36. His cost is 16. So if you have TJ McConnell, right, he is a great player right now to play because it's going to take a while for his 10-game average, which is what he costs to play in these lineups, to increase to the levels he's going to perform at while Halliburton is out. So he is a fantastic option to put in your lineups and play. 100%. But the other option, and this is what I chose to do, is I chose to take this big increase in his tier and use it as an opportunity to trade him in. Because McConnell's going to have this value for 2 weeks, maybe less, depending on when Halliburton comes back. But if I could get a player, again, he normally averages 16 points a game. Let's go up to Bam, who's the guy I ended up getting, who, by the way, is only 25. So I'm going to have him for years to come in this game. Averages 44. So I traded someone who would normally, for most of the season, again, unless Halliburton's injury becomes more serious, averages around 16, and I got one of the star players of the Miami Heat who's only 25 years old. So there's constantly going to be misallocations in these tiers based on, when lesser players get bigger than normal opportunities and they do perform, which is great. You can then use those opportunities to really level up your deck, to get better players. Like right now, for example, Dennis Schroeder is probably going to play a lot for the Lakers because they're not very good. But still, if I had a Dennis Schroeder, he's been playing pretty well. He's had some big games. But if I have the opportunity to get a DeMar, right, who averages 45, or, who else? Christian Wood averages like 41. Brunson averaging 39. These are the type of things you need to consider when you do your trade-ins. And this stuff exists. I've had my most luck in tier 2, but this stuff exists across tier 3 too. There's some really, really, really great players here. And there's also some players who, to be honest, I don't know why they're in this tier. It's probably a little bit because they're young. So that's part of it, right? If you can keep leveling up a card for years and years, it's going to be a really powerful card. And if that player starts to play better, then, you get to benefit from that. But basically, as I was saying, be strategic about your swaps. Come in here, look at the tiers, and if you have someone who you consider to be a lower talent level in that tier, use them as your swap, and you can get some serious upgrades. TJ McConnell slipping into tier 2 to me was a very obvious choice. And these are the type of things you need to look out for as you level up your deck. Finally, if you have made it this far and you are looking for a way to support the channel and you're interested in joining Sorare NBA, I highly suggest using my referral code in the link in my bio. I would greatly appreciate it. You'd be doing the channel a service. And yeah, until next time, if you enjoy the Sorare content, please, please, please let me know. I can certainly make more of it. I watch the NBA every night. I, set my lineups diligently, so I'm happy to oblige. All right, that'll be it for me this time. I hope you guys are, enjoying Sorare, enjoying Splinterlands, just mixing up my content a little bit. I will talk to you guys soon.